بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صلوات الله وسلامه على نبينا الأمين الكريم محمد بن عبد الله الذي بعث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وعلى من تمسك بسنته بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. As an introduction, I wanted to mention something, but I won't take too long on this. Talk to some of the students who come to all of the classes about the importance of taking an Aqidah class, inshallah, concerning Allah's names and attributes, so that we can appreciate and understand it more and be people who are plugged into Allah Azza wa Jalla in terms of our deen. One of the three categories of a tawheed is the tawheed of Allah's names and His attributes. So we have the issue of Allah's greatest name. What is it? Is it Abdullah? Is it Abdur Rahman? Is it Allah? Is it Ar-Rahman? Is it other than that? Is it Al-Mannan? Other than that? And we also have the issue like you'll find in those books, the Mus'haf, at the end, the back of the Mus'haf. They have names of Allah, like the Prophet says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inna Allah huwa tabib. Allah is the tabib, like the doctor. So can you be Abdul Tabib? Prophet used to say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma innaka shafi. You are the one who gives shifa. Can you be Abdul Shafi? So moving forward, we have to do something. I don't want to say too much about that. The other thing concerning Allah's names that we started the khutbah off with, Al-Hakim, that there are 99 names that Allah has, that if you memorize those 99, you work by them, you understand them, you'll go into the Jannah. But that doesn't mean that Allah only has 99 names. Allah has more than 99 names. There's a dua that He used to say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in that dua, He would say, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Allahumma inni as'aluka bi kulli ismin huwa laka. And He went through that whole thing. And He said about His name, أَوْ اسْتَأْثَرْتَ بِهِ فِي عِلْمِ الْغَيْبِ عِنْدَكَ. I asked you by the names that you kept with yourself, and you didn't even tell the people about those names. They're in the ilm al-ghayb. Human beings don't even know the names of Allah. So He has more than 99 names, and that's a dalil that He has more than 99 names. But if you memorize, understand 99 names, and they're the correct ones, work by them in dua, using them, you go to Jannah. So the asma of Allah and His sifat is an issue that people went astray in from the different groups. A brother contacted our community. One of the Shura members, Yunus, gave me the letter today, but I spoke to the brother because he left a message here asking about the Mu'tazila and the Asha'ira. And he asked me would I send him information about them. And he seemed like an African-American brother who was just a regular brother. I don't want to get into all of that with the awam of the Muslims. Learn your deen, learn the basics of your deen, and leave all of that with ilm al-kalam and those people. But moving forward, I'll be in touch with him. But as students and Muslims, this is a very important part of Islam. But to complete today's khutbah, we mentioned that Islam came to take care of and to protect the 5 essentials. Anybody remember the 4 that we dealt with today? Anybody? The 4 that we dealt with today from the minbar during the khutbah to Jumu'ah. Everybody give one. Akhi, Faruzan. It came to protect the deen. Umar came to protect your property. We mentioned that, but that's the 5th one right now. But we did mention that. Abu Asma. The deen came to protect and preserve your life. You're dumb. You can't kill people. We can't kill each other. That's 3. 2 more on the table. From our visitors, the little homies with the nice robes representing, with the steez and the style. Whoa, and the swag and the nice smiles. What you have to say, little man? The family, that's close, that's close, that's close, my man. Your lineage. One more. Al-Islam came to protect what? Your intellect. And there's dalil for all of that. We didn't have an opportunity to deal with the fifth one, and that is Al-Islam came to protect your property, your money, our money. It came to protect our money. This is just as important as all of the rest, but money is perishable, so it's not as important as your deen. It's not as important as your life. It's not as important as your intellect, but it is important. There's a hadith that says, "Man qutila duna malihi fahuwa shaheed." Anyone who is killed defending his money, he's a shaheed. This is why we should categorically reject the dawah of Christianity that requests from us the turning of the cheek when people come and slap us, when people come to take our land, when people come to oppress us. If we have the ability, we're going to meet them at the door with that same energy. It doesn't even go with the fitrah. But this issue of number 5 is important from many angles, and that is, Al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam informed all of us, "Inna li kulli ummatin fitna, wa fitnatu ummati al-mal." Every ummah has a fitna, something that they struggle with. And the fitna of my ummah is money. Money. And that's why many people compromise their health, their deen, their intellect, their honor. They compromise their being for money. Yes, a Dajjal is coming out by the Lord of the Kaaba. Just got to look around at all of the lies that are being told. You meet people are just lying to you. It's not what you see. People are not being straight up. People are lying. These politicians are lying. The media is lying. People even lie to themselves and believe lies that they make to their own selves. When a Dajjal comes, he's going to be able to say to people from this ummah, "I'm your Lord." And you would think the importance of Tawheed will protect people from this ummah. The cornerstone of Al-Islam is a Tawheed. How in the world are we going to think someone other than Allah is our Lord? And money. There's going to be a drought and people are going to be suffering. Like Corona. Corona came. This is not the drought. Corona came. Everything is a lot of money. Going shopping here in Florida is a lot of money, brother. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it since Corona. A lot of money. So people are not working. The Dajjal is going to come and there's going to be drought and people are going to be hungry and they're going to be needing stuff. And he's going to say, rain and the sun, the rain will come down. And vegetables will come up and the earth will open up and money will be there and it'll just start breaking people off with money. Right now, people won't say to a job that tells them, you can't wear your beard here. You can't pray here. You can't wear hijab here. You can't go to Jumuah here. You can't. He'll say, all right, I'm not going to do anything. I just need money. I'm going to work. So if the person is like that, how do you think it's going to be with the Dajjal? The Dajjal is a fitna. We steal from our mothers, our fathers, brothers, sisters, people steal from the Masjid. Steal from the Masjid. Fitna. So number 5 is money. Money. Islam came to protect everybody's money. Your property, your money is sacred. From that is what Allah has mentioned in the Quran when he mentioned, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, la ta'kulu amwalakum bainakum bil batil, illa an takuna tijaratin an taradin minkum, wa la taqtulu anfusakum, inna Allah kana bikum rahima. O you who believe, do not eat, do not devour, do not take each other's money with falsehood. Only take each other's money when you are mutually happy and in agreement with taking each other's money. And don't kill yourselves, for verily Allah is forever merciful to you. Don't kill yourselves. One of the 5 essentials. Taking money only is allowed when, as Muslims, we are both in agreement that I'm selling you this, you're buying that from me. You're selling me that, I'm buying that from you. I give you a gift. We can't steal each other's money. And this has a lot of complexions. He mentions subhanahu wa ta'ala إن الذين يأكلون أموال اليتامى أو إنما يأكلون أموال اليتيم ظلما إنما يأكلون في بطونهم نارا وسيصلون السعيرا يوصيكم الله في أولادكم للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين. Allah Ta'ala mentioned, verily those people who eat and devour the money of the orphans, they're only eating in their stomachs the fire of hell. That's money. In the UK, and I'm not putting any community down, I'm just keeping it real and straight up with you of what I saw there. I mixed with the Pakistani Asian community a lot in the UK. And I mixed with people who are good people, but there was something that permeated throughout the culture, and that was people who were back in Pakistan had land from the father. They had land, and it was the land of orphans. It was the land of the brothers and sisters, but they were taking the money from each other, especially from the orphan. So the uncle would take his nephew's money. It was popular. It was common back in the UK. It's one of the biggest fitnas back there. I'm not singling them out because that's only exclusive to them, but I'm trying to get you to expand your mind. It's not just buying and trading because I'm going to sell him this water that I got out of the tap, this faucet water, and I'm selling it, and I wrote on it Zamzam, Bitcoin, all of these scams that people play against other people. So taking and devouring the money of the orphans. I have 3 brothers, 3 sisters. Our parent dies, our father. We're supposed to divvy that money up according to the mirath of al-Islam. And that was the ayah that came next. Do not eat the money of the orphans with oppression. Whoever does that, you only eat in your stomach the hellfire. You're going to go to the hellfire. Allah said, when it comes to the distribution of the money, one boy, one male gets 2 portions to the female. Why did Allah mention that after talking about the orphans? Because when it comes to an inheritance, there's oppression. The uncle, the brother of the deceased, the auntie of the deceased, they steal all the money. This is common. I saw it many times. Not only did I see this in the UK commonly, I thought people in the UK went to sort the problem out and the relatives shot them. They shot them. That happened about 7 times. People who I know got shot while they were going to see the deceased in the graveyard. God shot them down because they wanted to sort this thing out with the money. It is an ignited fire among some of our community members. That's part of the fitna of money. Part of the fitna of money is what happened with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He came and he was walking through the marketplace and he saw a man selling dates. And the dates were in a big barrel. And he looked at the dates and they looked nice. He started picking in the dates and they were mushy under the top. They were mushy. And the ones on the top looked real nice. He said, hey, Sahibul Tamar, you selling the dates. What is this? What is this? He said, Ya Rasulullah, it rained last night, so I just covered those ones up. He said, uncover him so that the one who's purchasing the dates can see what he's getting his money's worth. And how many times did that happen? Especially in the Muslim world. Not only in the Muslim world, but here too, but especially over there. You get sold milk that's out of date. The milk is out of date. The fruit is out of date. The meat is out of date. I've been to walimas. My young brother's going to get married, mashallah, and we all happy. We pay 2,000-3,000 pounds. That's what we can afford. 2,000-3,000 pounds to go, and everybody goes to get their grub on. The next night, we're calling each other. You had diarrhea? You had diarrhea? You had diarrhea? You know where the diarrhea came from, akramakumullah? The meat was old. It was meat poison because they served us meat from last week's walima. That's how it is. So we have this surah in the Quran, and it's called Surah Al-Mutaffifin. ويل للمطففين الذين إذا استالوا على إذا استاكوا الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوون. Those people, they are when they go to buy something, the mutaffif is the person who, when he buys something from you, he wants all of his heart. I want a dozen eggs. Every egg has to be right. I want a kilo of whatever. I don't want a kilo, 3 grapes short, 1 apple short. I want my kilo. And he demands that. But when he himself sells it, he gyps people, he cheats people. And that is the culture today. We have a brother who is a mechanic here, a mechanic. You know you can't trust these mechanics. The general rule is don't trust mechanics. Don't trust people who, not our brother. Don't trust people who fix the AC. You have to put hidden cameras in there. I've seen a lot of programs where they go up in there and they just go up there and smoke cigarettes. And then come down and say, you need a duct, you need this, you need that, you need this. And they didn't do any work. I had to buy a car here. I had to buy a car. Who did I buy the car from? I bought the car from a Muslim who prays in our Masjid. Salatul Fajr. He comes to our Masjid. I bought a car from that brother. Why? Because from what I saw, that brother's not trying to beat me for no money. You go and you buy the car from the Muslim in the auction. He'll take the speedometer. You know that thing? You buy the car and it says it's 30,000 miles. He changed it from 600,000 miles back to 30,000 miles. That's how it is. You go to Hajj. You go to Hajj. Hajj. Baytullah Haram. People are thirsty. People are tired. When I left this masjid today between Dhuhr and Maghrib and Asr, I went out there and that Floridian heat said, shh, it just grabbed me like that. I said, this is like Mecca. I'm still not used to it. In Mecca, the heat is like this. When we're out there and you're out there far away from stores, this would normally cost you £2, 2 reals, 2 reals. But because you're out in no man's land, this will cost you $20, $25, $100. This should never be $100. You can mark it up because you want to take, advantage of the opportunity, but you can't take advantage of people to that degree. So our religion came and organized all of that. The Prophet mentioned, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, al-bay'an bil-khiyar, ma lam yatafarraqa. When 2 people are buying and selling, they have the choice. I come to you, I say, how much you want to buy that? Sell that to me. He said, $3. I said, nah, $1. He said, nah, $2.90. I said, nah, $1.50. He said, no, $2. I say, nah, $1.50. He said, all right, $1.50. Once we do that, I take that, I go, he go. I can't come back and say, I want to pay $1.10. As long as you're going back and forth, that's your right. But when you split, that's it. He can't come to me later and say, give me another $1 because we agreed. The system in Al-Islam as it relates to people's monies. You can't trick people, fool people, take advantage of their money. And there has a lot of ashkal and a lot of examples. I'm saying to our community, listen, in the UK, the vast majority of the Muslims in the UK are on welfare. And if you work in that place, you have to pay a lot of taxes. So Muslims are heavy on the infrastructure. Heavy. So my wife is heavy on the infrastructure. She goes, she gets welfare. She has a new baby. They ask her, where's the dad? She said, I don't know. As if she's saying, not my wife, the Muslim woman, as if she makes zina and she's married. It's not permissible. The Prophet says, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, inna nuhina an zabad al-mushrikeen. We have been prohibited from taking money from the mushrikeen when that money you're taking is compromising your deen, compromising your izzah. They're trying to bribe you. You can't take that money. Now, if they want to give you a gift or something like that, and nothing like that is involved, you can take that gift as long as it doesn't go against the religion. He said, Al-yad al-ulya khayru min al-yad al-sufla. That's between two Muslims. The Muslim is giving sadaqah to his brother. The hand on top is better than the hand on the bottom. And both of them, there's khayr. He's miskeen. He needs it. The hand on the bottom is a Muslim brother. He needs help. So he takes it. The one on top is better. What about the one who comes and he's begging? He's begging. Not permissible to beg in the religion of Islam. And that's why I want to say to Brother Abu Asma in our community, when it comes to our money, Abu Tariq, in the UK, there are a group of people, I want to say they're with country they come from, but I don't want to make like oppression and stereotype. In Ramadan, their women put on hijab, and they come and they say, Fi sabilillah, Fi sabilillah, Fi sabilillah. And they're not even Muslims. They're just begging now for our money. And if you do like in Surah Al-Mumtahina, test them to see if they really believe it. Okay, you're a Muslim, I'm gonna give you. But first, tell me 2 names of the wives of Rasulullah. They don't know 2 names. Give me 2 pillars of Islam. They don't know 2 pillars of Islam. They just begging. After you give them the money, they'll come in and beg to the other people. As if we don't know. You just got money from the community. So all of those issues, and then some, it's not permissible. It's not permissible for the Muslim to take people's money unjustly in any way. Muslim, non-Muslim, it's not permissible. And I'm sorry to say this, that sometimes a non-Muslim will have a business or a Muslim will have a business, and if he left the Muslim in charge of his business, the Muslim is going to take from his business. He's going to take meat, he's going to take toilet tissue, he's going to take groceries, he's going to take paper, he's going to take stuff home from the man's property. With a non-Muslim, sometimes, many times, will be he's going to hold them down. You can't steal from the people at all. You can't steal the people's cable. You can't steal a man's cable TV. You plugged into his cable TV, he's paying, and you riding on his cable TV. You can't get a Fire Stick. Can't do that stuff. All of that is going to be questioned Yawm al-Qiyamah. As it relates to the issue of money, the Prophet told the people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is really important. Ajmilu ya ayyuhan nas, ittaqullah, wa ajmilu fi at-talab. فإن النفسا لن تموت حتى تستوفى رزقها. Oh, you believe, fear Allah as it relates to money. For verily no soul is going to die before it gets all of the money that was meant for it. One of you is brought together in your mother's stomach 40 days as a sperm, and then 40 more days as a morsel of flesh, and then 40 more days as a leech-like clot, 120 days. And then the angel is sent to your mother's womb, and he's commanded to blow into that womb the spirit of life and to write down 4 things. One of the things that angel writes down is every penny you're going to get. That penny won't pass you by. It's impossible to pass you by. And the penny that wasn't written for you, you're not getting it. So, ajmiru fi talab. Go about getting money in a nice way. Now, there are some people who are really in tough situations. There's a hadith about the 3 people who they were locked in the cave, and the rock came over the cave. And one of those men said, when they got locked in the cave, that one mentioned something he did, that one mentioned something he did positive, and the door opened, the cave opened. The third one said, oh Allah, you know I had a cousin who was really poor. And she came to me and she needed money. I said, I'll give you some money, but you have to do this and that. She said, A'udhu billah. She left. She had izzah. I'm not doing that. But she was so poor, like Muslim women who are in those refugee camps in Somalia, in Kenya, in Ethiopia, in Syria, refugee camps. They have no one but Allah. She came back. She said, okay, I'll do it. I don't have it. I'll do it. He said, I got with her in a position that a man gets with a woman. That's what the hadith said. And then the lady said, Ya Abdullah, fear Allah, fear Allah. Don't do this with the ring. She made a euphemism. He got up and gave her the money. He said, you got this money. So playing with people's money is not just stealing the money. It's also taking advantage of people's financial situation, like what we have in Africa. These people, Europe, these Europeans, America, what they do is these people, the IMF, they're just killing Africa and South America. They're killing them with these loans. That's not our religion. And that's why I say, the Prophet mentioned, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, لَتَتَّبِعُنَّ السُّنَنَ مِنْ كَانَ قَبْلُكُمْ شِبْرًا بِشِبْرٍ. You're going to follow those communities that went before you. Everything those people did, we're going to do it. They make all kinds of justification and tahayul to oppress people. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not do this. Be kind to your mother. Do this, do that, do that. You don't find that in the lives of those people. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. You meet some really nice people. There's a neighbor to a brother sitting here, a neighbor. That lady came all the way from where her house is and brought me some grub in my crib. It was a lot of grub because she's interested in Islam. And for all intents and purposes, she seems like a really decent person. So I'm not going to make a ta'meem and stereotype and say all Muslims are behaving well. No. And all non-Muslims are that. No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying as Muslims, one red sin is not going to pass you by. And before we move on to the last thing, inshallah, the Prophet mentioned, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in kanat ad-dunya akbar hammihi. جعل الله فقره بين عينيه وفرق عليه شمله ولا يأتيه من الدنيا إلا ما كتب الله له. Anybody whose main goal and objective is money, 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 money. I gotta get money, I gotta hustle. I gotta get money, 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 money. That's the main thing about his living, his existence. I gotta get money, 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 money. He's Abdul Dinar, Abdul Dirham. It's money, money, no matter what. Money, money. Allah's Rasul said, Allah will put poverty right between his eyes and cause his affairs to be scattered all over the place. And nothing's going to come to him from the dunya except what was already written for him. He said, and whoever makes the akhirah akbar hammihi, he's trying to get to Jannah, praying, fasting, making halal, halal, haram, haram. Whoever makes the akhirah, the most important, no, I'm not working here. I'm not going to sell this. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Whoever is like that, Allah will put his ghina, his contentment right before his very eyes. And Allah will bring his affairs together. And Allah will cause the deen, the dunya to come to him, raghm an nafsiha. Despite the dunya is going to come to him. Well, there was a prophet who some golden grasshoppers were falling on him. And he took his thobe and he was catching the grasshoppers that were made out of gold. Allah said to the Nabi, are you not, like, why are you taking those grasshoppers? Are you not satisfied that you and Nabi what I gave? He said, I'm satisfied, but I never can get enough of your virtues. Is golden grasshoppers going to come? I don't think so, golden grasshoppers. But if we practice the religion the correct way and we work hard, especially you young brothers, educate yourself, you get a job, whatever your job is, stick to the rules. Don't try to bend the rules. You're on that man's job. You're on those people's job. You can't go and skive and go in the bathroom and crash out. You can't steal stuff and take it home. So the money, we have to feel Allah. Al-Islam came to take care of that money. I want to go back as Whitey and make a very important point. Didn't have time to make it, and it's critical. And that is, so we're done with those 5 things. We're done with them. And all of them have a lot of dalil for them. I want to go back and say some of the scholars of Al-Islam said one of the things that Al-Islam came to take care of also was your honor, your ird, your honor, your honor. Every Muslim here, his honor is sacred. During the Hajj, Rasulullah told the people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, verily your honor, all of you, is sacred. Like this day, like this month of Dhul Hijjah, the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, making Hajj, is sacred. Like the city of Mecca is sacred. No one should compromise another man's honor. What is that? What is that? Your honor. The honor is, we shouldn't talk about people and we don't know what we're talking about. And we're saying things about people and it's compromising his sacred honor. Some of us, we have taqwa when it comes to riba. I'm not going to work there. I'm not going to eat that. That's haram, and that's good. But you know the Prophet says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, arba al-riba istatala fi ird al-Muslim. The biggest riba, the biggest one is talking about your Muslim brother or sister's honor. So when it comes to like the bank and this and that, and getting a credit card and this and that, people are like, I'm not doing that. But you'll find the lisan of that person all over the place. He's a kafir, he's a mubtadi', he's a kafir, he's a fasiq, he's a liar. He has no dalil. And he'll say about a man's wife or daughter, she's a woman of ill repute. You can't talk about people like that. So our honor, all you have to do is read Surah Al-Hujurat. Don't let a group of people make sukhriya, laugh at others. Look at his head, look at his color, look at his shape, look at his ears, look at his nose, look how he walks, look how he waits, look at the hair, look at the baby, look at this, look at that. That's his honor. What are you talking about? The next ayah said, don't talmizu, la talmizu anfusakum, la tanabazu bil alqab. Don't call people by offensive nicknames. Our children, not these 2 youngsters, not the shabab here, our children call each other the N-word. The N-word. Or we'll call people who are African Americans, we'll call them that in a racist way. Or African Americans call white people the C word. So this is not something from our religion. So there are 5 dururiyat, but some scholars will take away one of those and put in there the honor of a Muslim. The honor of the Muslim. This is my daughter, man. That's my daughter. Don't talk to my daughter behind my back, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Anas ibn Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, said about the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his position with the companions, Nuhina and natakallama ma'a nisa illa bi-idhn awliyaihinna. We've been prohibited from talking to women without the permission of their fathers, their uncles, their brothers. Don't go on the internet talking to people who are not, it's not allowed. Their parents don't know about it. Mother, the father, they don't know about it. That's the father's honor. So I just wanted to let you know that. The other thing, so we did 5, Some of the scholars say there's another one, the other point, and this is really critical. This is really critical. The most important of these five, what do you think is the most important of these five that we can't compromise and we can't mess around with? What do you guys think? Out of the five. Abu Asma. Important, but there's one even more important than the blood. The deen. The deen. If you have to sacrifice any of these, don't sacrifice your deen. Don't sacrifice your deen. And that's why in many hadith, you'll find the first thing that's mentioned when there are different things, your money, your honor, the deen is always first. The Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the halal is clear, the haram is clear, and between the halal and the haram is the amuru mushtabihat. La ya'lamuhunna kathiru min an-nas. It's the gray area. Many people don't know. فَمَنِ اتَّقَى الشُّبَهَاتِ فَقَدْ اسْتَبْرَأَ لِدِينِهِ وَعِرْضِهِ. Whoever avoids the gray area, he has saved his deen and he saved his honor. But if a person is falling into the shubahat, people are going to talk about him. They're going to say, yo, I saw him coming out of the club. He was coming out of the club at 2:30, 3 o'clock. I saw it. Maybe he went to the club because he had to get his key from his cousin who's living in his house and there was nothing he could do. Maybe, but people not thinking like that. They're going to say, what's wrong with him coming out of the club? Why is he in the bar? So they're going to talk about his honor. Whoever stays away from the gray area, he has saved his deen first and his honor. Man qutila duna dinihi. Anyone's killed for his deen, he's a shaheed. Whoever's killed because of his family, he's a shaheed. Whoever's killed because of his honor, he's a shaheed. And that's what the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He told his companion, La tushrik billah wa in quti'ta aw hurriqta. Don't make shirk with Allah, even if you were cut up and even if you're burned. Now, if you're going to be cut up and burned, you can make shirk with Allah in order to survive. If the people say, we're going to burn you if you don't make shirk, you can say, okay, I believe in Jesus. If they're going to let you go, and then you go make tawbah. But this hadith is showing you the level of, if you can help it, Abdullah, don't compromise your deen. And now we're living in that time. I know some of your specific situations. The person is not working. He needs a job. He wants a job, but he wants to be a Muslim. He goes to the job, they tell him right at the gate, you're not working here with that beard. You're not working here. Well, you want to go and shave your joint? I don't see that. We're not gonna say that. We're gonna always tell people, hey, stay balanced, stay balanced, stay balanced. Do the best you can to work in this situation, do the best you can, but you go get a job. And at the job, your boss or your co-workers are women, and you have to shake their hands. If you don't shake their hands, the women, they're going to all be mad at you. You're going to take that job? You take the job, you say, hey, I ain't shaking hands with you. And for the young brothers who are in the university, I know in the UK, again, we had young brothers who they want to practice the religion, but they have no experience. They have Hamas, and they have good niyats, but no experience. He's in his 4th year of the university. He's going to graduate with a degree. But in his 4th year, he has to do dissections, dissect frogs or whatever. Even those dead bodies. What do you call those dead bodies that they dissect? Yeah, that's it. You a smart guy, man, mashallah. What is it called? A cadaver, huh? Like abracadabra? Cadaver. Yeah, that's a Scrabble word right there. You gotta let me know how I spell that word, because I could cheat with that word. So when you're dissecting, they put a boy with 2 women, 3 women. He says, I'm leaving the university. I'm not doing this. We're going to say, yo, homie, cuz, son, pump your brakes, fall back, take it easy. You came a long way to be leaving the university now. You have to try to push the envelope and try to find a way out, but don't leave the university like that. What's wrong with you? Is what we don't want. So in terms of compromise your wealth. Take a little bit less money, man. Take a little bit less money. Compromise your blood. Compromise your blood. You may have to take some lumps, man, in order to defend your religion. People know I'm not playing this, but don't compromise in your deen. Don't take your hijab off. Don't take your hijab off. That Muslim sister should never listen to Slick Rick, ever. Slick Rick is trying to get in there and he's not doing it the right way. She can't compromise. Can't compromise a situation like that. All right, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to put forth to the community. I wanted to ask some of my students, because we have some students, mashallah, who are always on top of things. If there are any mistakes that we made from before doing the khutbah, anything like that, let me know if there was anything. You know how my language is, you know. I'm trying to say, we have to worship Allah by himself. And I'll say, we have to worship Rasulullah. And I didn't mean it like that. Was anything said that you guys caught? Anything like that? All right, if anybody has any questions, you could put your questions forward. Alindukum Shaykh. All right, then. We're going to stop here, asking Allah Azza wa Jalla to give us the tawfiq and the success. And we want to once again thank all of the brothers who came through. Like my main man, 50 grand, Zaid. Like the sheikh who we've been looking to meet each other for donkey years. Donkey years, they call it in the UK. Long time ago. You know, donkeys like dogs. Dog 1 year is how many years? 7, I think. Donkeys is like 12 or something like that. Allahu A'lam. I don't know how 1 can go 12 or 7. I don't know, but that's what they say. And we welcome his 2 sons. And also my little niece, Soda. I remember Soda because my daughter. We got to not fail to give a shout out to Abu Abdullah, and Abdullah was with us on the boat catching fish. He was catching fish like a mug, mashallah. Catching fish like a mug, man.